So first, make sure that you follow healthy habits. You, like they said, the sun tells you that it's time to sleep, so you go to sleep. You try to go to sleep. And then you avoid substances that will prevent you from sleeping, like caffeine and other energy drinks, those things. Smoking. So these are the things that you need to avoid. Probably.
Yes, hi, I'm Harriet from Asian Dragon. I'd just like to ask, because I often experience this, I often, hello, yeah. I don't know if it's the right term, but a lot of people call it sleep paralysis. So it's like your mind is awake, but your body is not. You can hear everything as it's happening. So what do we do to prevent it? Is it preventable? And what causes it?
But whole sleep paralysis is not very common and it's a benign phenomenon. And one of the simple reasons for sleep paralysis can be sleep deprivation. Okay, so we have to look into it. I have suffered from sleep paralysis myself. And the reason for that was sitting in the sleep lab and getting myself deprived. And the only remedy was I have to sleep back, get my sleep, symptom just appeared.
Okay.
Basically, if you have sleep paralysis, as you have said, you have that underlying problems, like for example, sleep deprivation. Sometimes the circadian disease has that one. If you lack sleep, probably there's a lot of people who experience that one. So we need to look at the underlying cause of that, then treat it.
And as Dr. Kepat said, it's benign, so don't worry about it.
Actually, it's an interesting question. I think most of us have experienced it at one point in our life, especially for those who work really hard. Okay, what happens is that, REM sleep, right? Rapid eye movement sleep. It's what we call a dream sleep. Okay, and during dream sleep, we're having dreams, but at the same time, what happens is that the body has atonia, meaning we cannot move. And that's nature's way of preventing us from acting out our dreams. But what happens in sleep paralysis is, actually we're already waking up, our minds are awake, but the REM atonia is still there. Meaning atonia, no tone, we cannot move. So we're kind of paralyzed. And sometimes what happens is the dream, which is part of REM sleep, intrudes into the wake sleep. So don't you have the experience that you're looking around you, there's a monster in the room who's chasing after you, and yet you cannot move, and it seems that you cannot breathe. So that would explain the phenomenon of sleep paralysis. REM sleep intruding to the wake sleep. And as of that, they mentioned earlier, it's usually a sign of sleep deprivation. Although there would be cases where it could be associated with a rare condition, at least in our country, of narcolepsy.
Is it alarming? Have you experienced it like 3 nights straight?
I experienced it at one time, 4 times, one after the other, after going on duty for 48 hours.
Is that alarming? Or what should you do to wake yourself up from that? Because it's very scary.
It's only scary because probably our grandmothers told us that you have to move, otherwise you're gonna die. But actually the atonia wears off by itself. And all you have to do is just relax. It's going to wear off.
It's usually your toes that can move first. So don't worry, move your toes, then everything else will follow. It's usually scary because it's a scary feeling. Parang you can't breathe, or somebody's lying down on you, and those scary things are sensations that you have. But you can be okay.
So 3 days in a row means your body is complaining that you need sleep. So that's all it is. You need to get some sleep.
Parang nasa short circuit na tanawal mo. You have to rest. Good.
Good afternoon to our panelists. I'm Dr. Steph de la Cruz, writing for MIMS and also for my blog, stephdelacruz.com. My question is about our trainees, our Greeks and interns. So you've mentioned before, Dr. Remulla, that we are among the most sleep deprived. So considering that their sleep deprivation is going to affect their performance, like if they go into surgery, if they are the surgeon, it might affect their performance. Is the Philippine Society of Sleep Medicine thinking of changing the way we train our Greeks and interns?
All right, as a part of a teaching institution, I will tell you that in the recent years, the rules for duties, length of duties of students have changed considerably, such that there are a lot of rules for shortening time at work. So what we used to do, we'll go on in the hospital 36, 48 hours is not allowed anymore. You can only go on 12-hour duties and you have mandatory rest periods. And the reason being that when they look at performance in hospitals, that the risk for medical errors due to sleep deprivation was always there after being sleep deprived for 12 hours. And there are a lot of issues with this rule. You can argue for it and you can argue against it. But currently, the move to change sleep hours was actually initiated in the United States by their own sleep society. We believe in the same principles that we should follow it. Medical schools on their own are beginning to follow these rules. But as a sleep society, yes, we will continue to work towards spreading this initiative not only for medical school training, but also for other fields that require longer hours and unreasonable times for their employees and students.
This actually applies to even nurses, everyone who goes on duty. In fact, the people in the call center actually have a better schedule than us. That's why we're trying to reach out, not only to the population, but also to our colleagues. In fact, I'm sure everyone who got back from training abroad, who got back from sleep training, specialize mo sleep. So magaling ka na matulog. That's basic. They make fun of our specialty in a way. But there's a lot of things that are very, very basic that institutions actually overlook. Schedules of students, nurses, resident doctors, and it's very difficult actually to change the minds of these institutions. They're institutions and they would say, okay naman kami, during our time, we didn't actually have any problem. Sabihin pa sa inyo na you're just making excuses if you make your schedules a little bit shorter. But there are other two issues that concerns changing the schedule, like continuity of care and care for the patient. Because you can't just change your doctor every 8 hours. It's different from nurses. You can't do that. So once you are in charge of the patient, you are in charge of the patient until the patient is discharged. So that's another issue that it's open for debate. I don't know with Dr. Kapat, how's your experience with the schedule in your training? It's similar?
Very bad.
It's similar. I mean, it's not only in this country, it's everywhere.